the founder of RiWay, Mr. Lim Boon Hong. Good afternoon. Today my topic is products. Today I'm not here to talk about OPP. Although the topic is products, the meaning of this product is, today I'm going to talk about a theme of our RiWay. Actually, it's us, RiWay. Winning at RiWay, which is one of the themes in the course package. One of the themes, it is one of the 6 Ps. But no matter what, do you know what our products are in RiWay? The first one is our conscientious. For her and for him, these two are our beauty products, our spray. I want to ask if it's good. Recently someone said I look younger. Maybe it's because I lost weight. May has lost 5 kilograms, right? Let's give May a round of applause. A good start. In the past few months, I gained a little weight back during the new year. But in the past few months, I lost 25 kilograms in 3 months. Can you imagine how much 25 kilograms is? That's like 2.5 bags of rice. Look, I have lost 2.5 bags of rice from my body. Now I feel light as a feather. I feel like I could have lightness skills now. And recently, I've been applying it lately. Not just on my face, but also on my body, even my buttocks. Does it really work? Is there a difference? If you look at it like this, it's just a spray. There are many sprays out there. Do you know what this spray concept is? Even the best brands out there, the best brands, even the most expensive brands, whether it's a face cream or a spray or a serum, usually have their own patented ingredients. And within a patented ingredient, the amount is very, very small. Maybe in one bottle, they claim it contains patented ingredients, their own patented ingredients, their own invention, and then inside it might only be 1% or even 0.1% of that patented ingredient. They sell it for a high price, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Do you understand, in order to meet this standard, to be able to compete with the market, this beauty spray alone looks like a simple bottle, contains 27 patented ingredients. 27 of them. At that time, people would tell me about the products every day. Our product department had to face my pressure every day. It was terrifying. Terrifying standards. Unreasonable standards. Every time they came, I would criticize this. Because we, in direct sales, I know what the market people would criticize me for. So I would say, this is not enough. Not enough selling points. Wow, after that, they would think again and come back. Still not enough. Until I said, my standard is that it has to be this many times more than others. When I made that demand, they looked at me as if I were crazy, you know? They looked at me as though, because you have what we call a relatively strong ingredient. This is for the face, you know? Some people's faces are different. They may be sensitive or whatever, right? Controlling just one is already difficult. But if you have 2 or 3, the combinations, how would you find the balance? We just did it, didn't care. Keep coming back and forth, until finally we found 27. And we found the right balance for it, found the right ratio. The whole bottle doesn't have a single drop of water. It sprays like water, but there isn't a drop of water inside. All the brands you can think of in the market, whatever amazing patents, are all inside this one bottle. Don't joke around. So it's named conscientious. Do you know what conscientious means in Chinese? What does it mean? It means being serious. Doing things properly with seriousness. In English, it's called conscientious. This is truly a very serious product. Please place it in a prominent place at home. Whether it works or not makes a big difference. Don't just buy it and leave it in a drawer or in a cupboard. Put it in a visible place. Spray it when you pass by. If you're not dressed, just spray it on. Whether it works or not makes a big difference. Now, the second one, actually, it's not the second one. It's actually our only product. The only product we've had for over 10 years. What product is it? Our Pertier placenta. From day one, it has been our one and only product. For over 10 years, it's been one product. This product is even more amazing. There should be many beneficiaries here. Many, right? Many are beneficiaries. Now let's take a look. Today we want to do direct sales. How should we choose products? How should we choose? This direct sales industry, it's a very active industry. It's not passive. In a passive way, I open a shop and wait there. But direct sales is a very active one. I can go to that person's home. I can go right in front of them and talk to them. So direct sales is an active industry. It's an industry with high mobility because everyone is a businessman. It doesn't have the concept of a storefront. So, in such an industry, what kind of product is suitable? Can we sell mobile phones? Is that possible? Can we sell clothes? You see, some things cannot be sold. In the direct sales industry, if you observe other direct sales companies, you will find that most companies, when you observe, their products are necessities. Do you know what necessities are? Things you must have. Preferably things that if you don't have, you'll die. So health products become one of the choices. And also the best choice, because that is the most important. Dear friends, dear brothers and sisters, tell me, is there anything more important than health? Is there? What does health mean? It's life, right? Without health, you have no life. And life is the most important. Right? What's it called? What is it that concerns life? There's a saying, life is of utmost importance, the biggest. So choose health products. Why? Because health products can create demand. They can create demand out of nothing. Can it? Yes. Recently, in preparation for this course, a few days ago, I went on Douyin to watch. I searched for some videos. I searched for health-related videos. Those sudden death videos. The kind of videos where people suddenly collapse. Oh my, after watching, I thought, wow, it's so terrifying. Those people were working, and suddenly turned around and boom, they just collapsed like that. This was an edited version. Many different people just falling down like that. Falling down. Have you seen videos like this? When you scroll through short videos, sometimes you'll encounter things like this. Wow, you see them fall down, their heads hitting the ground directly, and just die like that. Suddenly they walk. Then suddenly fall down like that. Oh, I watched this. Over 10 of them, one after another. Wow, quickly grab the Pertier, quickly. You see, it can create demand from nothing. It needs to be reminded. When you're reminded, wow, yes, health is important. When people are healthy, you don't think about it. Only when you lose your health, then you realize health is important, right? That's how people are. So look, that's why we sell this product. It's a health product. When I talk to customers, they won't think about what they need. But when I remind them, their demand comes, and then I can sell the product. So, why do we choose health products? That's how it is. Because health is very important. During this process, I heard a sentence. Wow, I thought. I was shocked and a bit saddened. He said, "What is the happiest situation for a person?" The happiest situation for a person is to live long and die quickly. Isn't that the happiest? You live for a long time and suddenly pass away. This is the happiest. The worst is living for a long time, and in the later years, you want to die but can't. You need surgery? They have to remove part of your intestine. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Who pays for it? It's fine if you succeed. Otherwise, who pays? Family members, right? Maybe by then the children have grown up. They've finally earned some money, saved up some money, gathered some together. A few siblings chip in. Isn't that the situation? This is something we hear every day, paying the father's medical bills. Surgery was done, hundreds of thousands of dollars gone. A few years later, it happens again. And they need hundreds of thousands again. Have you encountered situations like this? Several times death keeps avoiding. Then eventually they die. And everyone says, "Wow, they finally died." Familiar? Very familiar. Wow, they finally left. All the efforts go back to square one. All the previous struggles. All the efforts go back to square one. Starting over, because a person dies too slowly. Right? So we need to maintain our body's health and keep everything in good condition. Then suddenly you pass away like that. They need to pay the price for this. They need to pay some price, just like the beauty products I mentioned. Whether it works or not, there's a difference. Whether you take the Perdier placenta or not, there's a difference. So don't leave it in the drawer. Don't leave it in the cupboard. Put it in a visible place and take it when you pass by. Just eat a few pills when passing by. Just take a few pills when passing by. I'm not here to talk about testimonies today, but I really want to share a little about myself. I don't know if it's because of this product, to be honest, but every time I share my personal experience, it's a personal experience of mine. I started having problems when I was 19, during my military service. It was probably food poisoning at that time. I remember eating a plate of wonton noodles. After eating a plate of wonton noodles in Singapore, and then I got food poisoning. Then I had diarrhea, vomiting and diarrhea. And I was stubborn, didn't want to see a doctor. So I kept drinking water, while throwing up and having diarrhea in the bathroom. Have you seen that before? I became dehydrated, my whole body dehydrated, and this went on for over a week. From that day on, I noticed that my anus had problems. My friends from university, they used to joke that my butthole was broken. They called it shithead. I didn't understand why, but I just thought that later on my digestive system always had problems. When people feel unwell, they get diarrhea, but my kind of diarrhea was unbearable, the kind that I couldn't hold in. For example, the bathroom might be just one row ahead. And it's normal to feel discomfort in your stomach. When you feel stomach discomfort, you need to go to the bathroom. Walking halfway, and suddenly I'd lose control. When I came out, I'm telling you, my pants, shoes, and socks would be ruined. Can you understand that kind of situation? Does it sound funny? It's really funny, but when it happens to you, it's not funny. But it's really embarrassing. But at that time, my feelings were, you just want to die. You feel like dying. But compared to other things, it's not a very big or serious illness. It's nothing compared to a stroke or heart disease or diabetes. This is a small issue, right? A small problem. So did I go to the hospital? My wife kept dragging me to the hospital. And when we got there, I was crawling like a dog. I was like that. When I came out, I had a sour face and said to my wife, "Why drag me to a place like this?" And they said nothing was wrong. Do you understand? But usually when a person feels unwell, when they're tired, it keeps coming back. So every time I'm driving, can you imagine In the process of doing market work, running back and forth every day, driving, and suddenly out of nowhere disaster strikes. So every day was lived in this high-stress way, looking for bathrooms and trying to solve it within 30 seconds. Otherwise, it's over. And if you're in the car, you can't even use a plastic bag. Urine is fine, but when it's diarrhea, it's a dead-end situation, you know? So, we used to live like this, living every day like this, and usually staying up until 3 or 4 in the morning. And at 3 or 4 in the morning, we would push ourselves, pushing through until that time. Then walking out of the company, the first thing I'd do was that the moment the temperature difference changed. When walking out from the air-conditioned area and suddenly stepping outside, the temperature change would hit and I would feel like vomiting. I'd grab onto a lamppost and I would vomit right there. Is there a problem? Yes, a very serious problem. I would vomit in front of my secretary. One of my assistants is Claudia. She has been watching me for decades. She has been with me for more than 20 years. So she has seen many situations like this. When I vomit like this, normally when people see others vomit, what would they do? They might pretend to be concerned, saying, "Oh no, are you okay? Are you fine? Are you fine?" Right? She saw me vomiting like this every day. She has gotten used to it and no longer feels anything. So when she saw me vomiting, she just... And after I finished vomiting, I didn't feel anything either. I walked away after vomiting and she just said, "Okay, go on." She got so used to it to this extent. Otherwise, back when we used to take the MRT together, when we took the MRT to the office, the station hadn't arrived yet. We would both be in the MRT. It's very crowded in the MRT in Singapore. Oh no, hurry, hurry. She needed to pee and I needed to poop. So every time the door opened, we both rushed out quickly. It was like that every day. Every day, listen carefully. And this thing just kept happening. I saw doctors, but nothing worked. I took medicine, but didn't know what to take. It just continued like that. Slowly, I got used to it. And it remained the same until RiWay started. After taking Perdier for 2 to 3 weeks. After starting to take Perdier for 2 to 3 weeks, listen carefully. 17 years ago one day, the same thing happened. I went home from the office as usual. When I was walking home in the middle of the night, Claudia suddenly said something. "Hey, you haven't vomited in a long time." Oh, you're right. And it's been 17 years since then. I don't know if it's because of Perdier, but I want to ask you all something. I don't care if it is or not. I also don't care if it is. What's more important is what happened. Look at my own product. It might have helped me, that's all. I don't know. My own product, I wouldn't feel grateful if it helped me. It's quite strange. That's how people are. It's when things get really serious. That's when people feel grateful, when it suddenly gets better. Slowly it got better. The things that helped you without you noticing, you won't feel grateful for them. People are just strange like that. So this is why I say you have to take it because it will help you unknowingly. You might get better and better. And our body needs to go through this process. It needs to keep adjusting. It always needs protection. Let me give you an example. Usually when we go to the hospital today, how does the hospital determine if you have diabetes? How do they determine that your fat levels are too high? How do they determine that your blood fat is too high? From your blood, right? From your blood. They will draw your blood and take it to the hospital. Too much sugar means diabetes. Too much fat means high blood fat, right? And then you have high blood pressure. These things are all determined by your blood. Okay? Then when you go to the hospital, if your sugar is too high, it's diabetes, right? What will they do? They will give you the medication to make the sugar in your blood go down, right? Then I want to ask, does this medication have side effects? Yes, it's clearly written. It's written clearly, but we don't have a choice. We still have to take it. After taking it, it will cause something called complications. Have you heard of complications? Do you know what complications are? It's not about knowing how to write complications. Do you know which Bing complications it refers to? The Bing meaning together. The word Bing on Bing carries the meaning of together or along with, and the Bing meaning also. Do you understand? Complications mean because you have this illness, after taking this medication, it will cause other diseases to arise. That's called complications. Other issues will follow. It's called diseases that develop together. It's called diseases that develop together. You know that taking this medication will cause complications. After taking it, your kidneys will have problems. Your liver will have problems. Everything will have problems. But we don't have a choice. We still have to take it because your blood tells you that you have problems. So why can we work in the health industry? Do you know why? Because there are problems with medicine, right? If medicine didn't have problems, we would all be healthy. This industry wouldn't exist. Luckily, there are problems with medicine, and it will keep having problems. Because its power is very great. It calls the shots, doesn't it? It says this is the way it is now. Wow, that's great. It has always existed. We must always exist as well, agree? Because the real way to handle it shouldn't be like this. We all know that if there's a problem with an apple on an apple tree, do you eat the apple? Right? If the apple is problematic, do you spray the apple with medicine? Do you spray that medicine on the apple, right? Where is the problem? It's in the root, right? If you want to solve the blood problem, if there's sugar in the blood, you just treat your blood and then it'll be okay, right? You just adjust your blood and it will be fine. So Chinese and Western medicine still have different concepts and directions. Western medicine is for curing, Chinese medicine is for adjusting. You just adjust the root and everything else will be fine. So you'll notice that today when we eat this, we're also adjusting and adjusting it very well and adjusting it very quickly, and it's very effective. You'll find that, hey, I originally was, because they said that after eating this thing will get better. Why? Because there are many testimonies. We have many testimonies saying, hey, eating this thing will help. After eating this thing, I found that other things also got better. Have you noticed that? Have you experienced that? Why? It's because your blood is better, right? Your most critical and basic things are better. Your root is better. And it got better without you even realizing. Unknowingly, afterward you're better and you don't mind anymore, you're okay. You've forgotten that it was because of this. And when you're feeling well, you won't take it again, you understand? This is what I'm really worried about. When you're feeling well, you won't pay attention to it. What I'm talking about today is all about the first generation of Pertier. Because at that time, I was the most familiar with it. At that time, I was really selling in the market. I saw the real situations with my customers. I had a customer in Bukit Mertajam before, an elderly person in their 70s. When I was talking about OPP, he was sitting at the back. There were about 3 or 4 rows at that time. He was sitting in the last row, an elderly man. When he came, he seemed a bit strange. When I was talking, in the middle of my talk, he raised his hand. You can imagine you're speaking on stage. Suddenly someone raises their hand. Then while you're speaking, you look at him. And there's no response. So I just continued talking. I kept talking and then I realized what was going on with him. He had Parkinson's disease, unable to control his hands and feet. So afterward, when I finished speaking, maybe my OPP presentation was particularly good back then. The couple walked up to the front. That's when I noticed this person, he was like this, very serious. His cane was like a stick that was always like this. It was very frightening how he used it. He couldn't control it at all. A very severe case of Parkinson's, and it wasn't just Parkinson's. He opened his shirt to show me like this, like Superman. And there was something sticking out inside. There was an instrument inside in the flesh. It was like plastic. This thing had wires attached to it. There were wires connected to the top. Changing the battery costs hundreds of thousands to keep him alive. So he was a very wealthy person. A rich man from Bukit Mertajam at that time. He was considered the richest person in Bukit Mertajam. He asked me if he could take it, just casually, right? After closing him, I also closed 2 sets for his wife to take home. At that time, 2 sets went home with them. We were directly doing high 5, low 5 in the back, middle 5, celebrating. Back then, being able to close 2 sets directly was a big deal. Once it was closed, it was done, right? Later, I found that this couple loved coming to our dinners. They came often. And then I saw this man's transformation. It was less than a few months. You see, he was singing karaoke. Singing karaoke. Before he couldn't even speak. I'm not joking. I'm not making fun of him. This is true. Later, he was singing karaoke. It was so joyful, amazing. We are very grateful to them. Why? Because they kept helping us by providing testimonies. Hey, let me tell you, the power of that is incredible. After everyone heard it, they were like, wow. And everyone knew him. So back then, in Bukit Mertajam, the performance was actually a lot of the time it relied on him. So I still remember the first anniversary. I invited him to RiWay's first anniversary, to Singapore. Wow, I booked the flight and hotel for him. Wow, we're so grateful that he's been so good to us. When he arrived in Singapore, during the recognition event, he went on stage to share his testimony. Wow, do you know what he said? The whole room was stunned. There were many people that day. Actually, there were only a bit more than 200 people. RiWay's first year. When he was speaking there, his wife helped him speak. Afterward, he kept trying to grab the mic from his wife. His wife was talking about how he was before. Later on, how did it go? He was over here, oh. Then he tried to grab it. His wife couldn't do anything and just gave it to him. And do you know what he wanted to express? He said he's fine now. His wife was beside him like this. Let me tell you, the entire room was stunned. He was almost 80 years old. You see, why am I telling this story? I'm not here to say how great Pertier is, you know? I want you to know what the biggest problem with Pertier is. I'm going to turn it around and talk about it. A little while later, this person passed away. Why? Because when he got better, once he got better, he didn't pay attention, walked, tripped, and died. This really happened. The next minute when I heard he fell and passed away. Why? Because he no longer needed a cane or anything. Because he was better. Then, elderly people can't afford to fall, right? He passed away because he fell. So you see, he got better unknowingly. After getting better, you don't cherish it. This is my biggest worry. I'm most worried about the people in RiWay, especially our leaders. They stopped taking the products. Why? Because they got better. So I'll emphasize once again. There is a difference between taking it and not taking it. It needs to be continuously adjusted. Because our lifestyle habits are like this. We're depleting our own lives with this. This is not a joke. It's not a joke. Don't put it in the drawer. Don't put it in the cupboard. Put it in a visible place and take it. It will help you unknowingly. Is that okay? Is that okay? And don't think that, wow, I'm fine now, I'm invincible. Drinking Coke like this, eating durian like this. For diabetics, that kind of thing. Doing a little testimonial is fine. But you can't do this all the time, right? Well, let's get back to the product. So RiWay first. How did we find this product? Actually, there are a lot of products in the market. To this day, many people tell us about products. Because if RiWay has a market, a lot of people want to come to me to sell products, right? Every day, there are many people wanting to get products from me. But usually, RiWay focuses on one thing, and we make it the best. It's usually like this: I have no interest in anything else. And back then, RiWay had standards first. Before finding the product, you see, we all know RiWay has products with standards, right? Do you know what the standards are? Let's take a look. RiWay products have conditions. That's why we choose products based on certain conditions. First, high price. Okay, second, let's look at it. Let's finish looking first. Repeat consumption. It's something that can be consumed up, used up. Something you can finish eating, finish using, and it can be bought again. This is one of the conditions for a RiWay product. Third, it must be able to borrow power. Fourth, it has to be unique. It is very unique. Okay, let's take a look. RiWay first has conditions. Or does it first have products? It first has conditions. At the beginning, RiWay didn't have products yet. There were no products. I had a system first. With the system in place, we needed to add products. I had standards for the products first. What standards did I want for the products? First standard, high price. It must have a high price. Why does it need to have a high price? Not because I like high prices, no. Because the industry we are in is called direct sales. And I understand direct sales. Why? Because I did it before. I worked in it for 10 years back then. I did direct sales for 10 years. And the time I spent in those 10 years, the level of seriousness in studying this industry, the thoroughness in doing it during those 10 years, it felt like I had done 100 years of direct sales compared to others. Do you believe that? You have to believe it, really. So at that time, I was able to challenge all the direct sellers in any market. You can randomly mention any problems you face in direct sales. Just one random issue. I can tell you a similar one I've experienced myself. And it was 10 times worse than what you've experienced. I had examples like that back then. I could say this with full confidence. At the time of the 10th year, I could say this. So I know how hard it is to invite a customer today. I know what problems you face. How hard it is to invite people. Hard, isn't it? It's hard. If today I'm selling a product for $30, I need to invite people. And if I'm selling a product for over $3,000, inviting people is just as hard, right? It's just as hard. Today, if I go out to talk to a customer, I'm selling a product for $30 and selling a product for over $3,000. The customer will think it's expensive, agree? No matter how much I sell it for, they will think it's expensive. So why do many people not make money in direct sales? Because the product is too cheap. Do you believe that? This is one of the problems. If I want to achieve a performance of 10 million, you know how many trucks I need to sell? Oh, 10 million would not just be one lorry anymore. It would be more than just one container. If we're really talking about this, we're talking about the price of 3,188 Singapore dollars for RiWay. Do you know what you'd get in another direct sales company for 3,988? How much would you get for 3,188 worth of products? At least a van load. At least a van. I've done it, I know. Bottles and jars. A huge pile of them. Wow, big bags, small bags. You can't even hold them all in your hands. It's close to 4,000 Singapore dollars, right? But with RiWay, it's done with a small bag. So you can see, the first condition is to set a high price. This is a condition. After that, I have to find something. We need to find a corresponding value for it. To match this high price, do you agree? We have to find a corresponding value. So it's not just about the high price. It also has to be something people will repeatedly purchase. It has to be something that can be consumed, and they will buy it again. They will come back. This is also very important. This way, I can have continuous sales, not just sales. Okay, just talking about these two things. They've created today's RiWay, which has achieved billions of dollars in sales. Because of the high price. We have to find a corresponding to match it with high-value products. So at that time, I came across this product. When I encountered this product, I immediately saw it had a high price. Why? Because the market price at that time was already high. I knew it. When I checked it, the high price was acceptable. This means the health product, it was priced high, but still within the level people could accept. The highest level of acceptability. Usually health products cost tens of dollars, right? Or maybe a few $100s for a purchase. But this one was priced at $600 to over $2,000 per bottle. Over $2,000 per bottle, right? It was more than 2,000 Malaysian ringgit, or more than 600 Singapore dollars. So what happens when it's priced over 600 Singapore dollars? So at that time I thought, The market was already selling at this price. So it wasn't that RiWay made the price high. The market was already at this price. I even purposely priced it slightly lower than the market price. I intentionally made it a little less, so at that time it was still competitive. It could still compete at such a high price. Then RiWay packaged it into a set of 7 boxes. And in fact, it does need to be a set, because for certain things you have to consume them over a period of time to see the effects. Most people will only see significant results. Some people can solve it with just 1 box. Some need 3 boxes to see results. Others may need 7 boxes. But usually, after we compared, we did some research and found that 7 boxes work better for most people. Most people can see results after 7 boxes. So, we developed a 7-box treatment plan. That's how it came about. If today's product was priced at $3.98, would you still do it? Now I'm okay with it. We'll stop selling Perche. I've found another good product, but it's only $3.98. It would really destroy your business, right? It would seriously ruin your business. RiWay wouldn't grow so quickly. Our leaders wouldn't be making money like this. Why? Because with $3.98, when you go outside, it's just as hard to invite people. It's just as hard to close deals. You'll spend the same amount of time. Do you believe it? But to earn the same amount of income, you'd have to put in 10 times the effort. This is why RiWay needs high prices and repeat purchases. This was 17 years ago. Before we found the product, I had already thought about this. Isn't it amazing that I had already thought of this back then? Really, even I feel grateful now. I'm glad I went through this experience. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster. Otherwise, we would have had high-priced products, but they wouldn't have repeat customers. We'd have to keep looking for new customers all the time. That would have been a huge problem. After that, it also had the ability to leverage. The third condition is the ability to leverage. Back then, we weren't able to leverage yet. We didn't have the power ourselves. The time for such an ability, we need to lend a hand. What kind of leverage did we gain through this product? Stem cells, aren't they the biggest power now in medicine? They're the biggest trend in medicine, aren't they? We leveraged the power of stem cells. Pretty smart. So I thought, hey, this product works, plus it's still unique. Because at that time, no one was selling deer placenta. Today, deer placenta is on the market, and you start to see other brands selling it. You see more and more people selling deer placenta, right? They're all copying us, aren't they? Let's give RiWay a round of applause. Why would we need anyone else to do it? You guys can easily do it yourselves. You can even create your own brand of deer placenta. It's possible. Look, the product is just one part of it. One of the 6 Ps, right? If you want to achieve the RiWay results, you need all 6 Ps in place. So, why is it that others can't succeed even if they take our products? Even if they copy our system? They still can't make it work. Why? Because they can't complete the other 4 Ps, right? So, it needs a complete package. The whole thing is crucial. Okay, then, these 4 conditions are there. We have our product. Then we truly begin. This is the real beginning. It's not like, oh, we have the product now. Let's start selling and be happy. No. RiWay today. Is today's product the same as it was 17 years ago? It's completely different, right? It's totally different. We've been constantly adding new selling points. We're continuously adding new selling points. It's always improving, right? It's kept improving all the way until today. Our products are no longer what they were at first. The first generation of Perche placenta from 17 years ago. It's now tens, hundreds, or even thousands of times better. It's even more impressive than the first generation. It's truly 1,000 times better, 1,000 times. Now, our 7th generation, and the price is the same. When you hear this, doesn't it sound like a strong selling point? Wow, that's a huge selling point, right? So RiWay has always had new selling points, always adding new selling points that allow us to keep moving forward. That's why RiWay will be the dark horse of the direct selling industry. A dark horse, from the back of the pack over many other companies. That's how it is. Let's take a look at the 7th generation. What's different about it? Let's quickly touch on it. Actually, the most important thing is, besides, our ingredients have doubled. Now we have 14 ingredients. The first generation had 6 ingredients. Now it has 14 ingredients. This is already outrageous, right? This is kind of ridiculous. A supplement with 14 ingredients. How can you even compress that? So, one of our members used to say, if you keep adding like this, it's going to be as big as a fist, you know? It's like eating a whole pack at once. Just this. Let's not even talk about the ingredients yet. What we should really remember is this. What is the real selling point of the 7th generation now? Our 6 major technologies and 5 patents, because these 2 are very difficult to imitate and copy. Anyone can put 14 ingredients in, right? But it will never have the same effect as ours. Impossible. So what are the 6 major technologies? Our capsule technology. The first one is supercritical fluid extraction. Supercritical fluid extraction. Let me explain supercritical extraction. It's already in the market. Some people use it to separate oils and pastes, etc. For products like this, regular bee oil, they all use supercritical extraction. But when this is applied to our product, the effect it can produce is not just like an ordinary oil or something. The effect it produces is not the same as a simple oil or any other thing you can compare it to. The purpose of this is to preserve the activity of this thing. How much can be preserved? 99% preservation? 99%. Listen carefully. This means before we could absorb only this much. If stem cells were like this, now it's 99%. So the difference between the 7th and the 6th generation is a difference as vast as heaven and earth. So this is it. When we encountered this, wow! The joy and excitement were unimaginable. So the second one is freeze-drying preservation technology. These are the things we usually talk about in our opportunity presentation. It can preserve for 3 to 4 years. Actually, it can preserve for 9 to 10 years. But typically we say 3 to 4 years. Otherwise, if we say 9 to 10 years, people might not believe us. But the truth is, it's like this. So our product is so good now. Sometimes we have to discount it. When we talk about it, we need to let people know that it needs to be discounted. The third one is nitrogen active capsule technology. Just looking at it, it seems like, wow, we should have nitrogen active capsules. It's not just should be, it's essential. This is in every step we take. Every detail we hope for is to make it more effective. We inject nitrogen into it. It adds a very complicated step. It comes with a high cost, right? These 6 technologies include enteric coating, emulsification and breakdown, and bioactive capsule technology. This is what we've recently added with the 7th generation. This is the capsule's material. The materials and manufacturing process. The way the capsule is made. Its materials and the production process. Even though it already has enteric coating, we don't want our stomach acid. What's that stomach thing? Gastric acid? Our gastric acid, we don't want to destroy those active ingredients. It should dissolve only when it reaches the intestines. There's already a lot of technology inside it. We still add another layer to it to ensure that it's still protected and undamaged. It only dissolves when it reaches the right place. And the materials used in it. Let's not even talk about the ingredients inside. The capsule itself is a health supplement. The outer layer is also a supplement. It's all helpful to us in that way. It's all about being afraid of losing. You need to ensure, then ensure again and again and again. If one isn't enough, add another, and I'll continue to add more technology. We need to give RiWay a round of applause. And what's inside it? It's the 5 major ingredients, the 5 major patents. What is a patent? It's something we invented. We apply for patents to protect it, understand? It's like it protects the inventors. We invented these 5 patents. These are RiWay's exclusive ingredients. Only RiWay can use them. And it's already proven. We've already researched and proven that these ingredients can do certain things. It's already been stated, some can fight cancer. Can we claim that our products fight cancer? Can we? No, we can't. We can't say that because it's a health supplement. The health organizations say you can't claim or talk about therapeutic effects. Because it's a commercial product, right? It's not sold in hospitals. You can't claim therapeutic benefits. You're not qualified. They say it because the authority lies with them. Because they are the most powerful. That's how the world works today. Those with authority get to speak. So we dare not speak. Every time we speak on stage, it's obvious that we're right. It's clear that way. It's obviously good, but we can't say it. Why? Because we are doing business. There's this sacred representation of humanity. That kind of authority. But honestly, good is good, right? Bad is bad. If you screw up, you won't even allow others to sell it, right? So these 5 we specifically researched and proved that they can do this and that and this. We can't talk about Pertier. But we can talk about deer placenta active extract. You can say that deer placenta active extract works. But if you mention Pertier, the same effect cannot be claimed, even though Pertier contains deer placenta active extract. Do you understand? So, as soon as the product name is attached, you can't make the claim. So we typically just talk about the ingredients and the patents. Do you understand the difference? What is deer placenta active extract? We now use a 100.1 ratio. This means 100 kilograms of placenta. We only extract that small portion, that 1 kilogram. Then, through supercritical extraction, it retains 99% of the pluripotent stem cells. 99% of pluripotent stem cells. This is not a joke. This is why we truly see results. Eating it has effects, and it addresses the root of our problems. So, it requires some time to consume. You definitely need to eat it for a period to gradually solve your current issues. If you have a problem right now, let me tell you. Do you have a problem? He urinates 7 or 8 times a day. Is there a problem? He only has a bowel movement once every 7 or 8 days. Is that a problem? A lot of people are like that, aren't they? You do a little bit, but it's not enough. That area is not working. Oh, and this hurts. Wow, there's palpitations here and tremors in the hands. These are just symptoms, some issues. There's something coming, right? This can handle it. It can regulate and adjust your system. It adjusts it unconsciously. This is very important. The second is our deer antler wax extract. These are just some things written here. I just put a few words in for the sake of it, just to fill in the words. It's the wax layer on top of the deer antler. We call it the hair wax layer. The deer antler comes out, the top 2 or 3 layers, the ones extracted from those top layers. The higher you go, the more stem cells there are. This is the part we extract. It's also pluripotent stem cells. Our living cells, do you know these living cells? Deer antlers are only found in males, right? Only males have them. Is the deer placenta found in males or females? Females have it. Do you know the stem cells in this thing and the stem cells from deer placenta? I took it to a scientific laboratory. Research. It can grow a deer, do you understand? It's all in our product. It's in this patent, understand? The third one is Pueraria saponin. The English name is
Ginseng.
Come, say it with me.
Ginseng.
Because many people don't know how to pronounce it.
Ginseng.
And is New Zealand. These names were actually given by me because this is our invention. It has literature backing it. It's a published piece of literature. It exists in this form. It's not just us at RiWay having fun with it. No, it has already been reported. It's made in New Zealand using volcanic clay. Volcanic pumice mud. New Zealand is all volcanic, right? It's grown there. Wow, I wrote this wrong. It's not a 150% effect. No, it's 150 times the effect. I wrote that wrong. I put a percent there by mistake. Compared to other ginseng out there, what does ginseng do? 150 times more effective than ginseng. What does ginseng do? I don't need to explain it to you, right? The best things about ginseng. And we don't just throw whole ginseng in. No. What I'm talking about is all extraction. Everything I mention is extraction. Some people say, your Perrier has ginseng? Will I feel hot if I take it? What happens if I take too much ginseng? You're underestimating our current medical technology, isn't it? It's all extraction. It's 150 times more effective than regular ginseng. It's outrageous. Revitalizing enzyme. The English name is axantone. It's extracted from deer antler Ganoderma. It's Ganoderma. It's the king of Ganoderma. It's called deer antler Ganoderma. It looks like a deer, so we not only have deer antlers. Both are deer, double deer. It should win a double gold deer award for this. Really? Deer antler Ganoderma is already so rare. It's just that we take the one on top of it, the white one on top. You see the extraction inside. And the core key is our first. It's an ingredient extracted from white strawberries. A patent. This thing alone it can replace medicine. This alone can replace medicine. It can fight inflammation. Fighting inflammation is the same as fighting cancer, hey. Don't joke about this, right? When you take it, do you understand whose cancer it's fighting? Maybe today, happy. You go to the hospital, happily do a checkup. The next day, they tell you, Mr. Masari, I have some bad news to tell you. Is this possible? Don't joke about it, right? This isn't a curse or anything. This could really happen. It could happen to me too. So these opportunities we have, what are we doing? We're reminding each other. I want to let you know, health needs to be reminded. So why does our product have selling points? Why does it have a market? Because it can remind you, and you have to empathize with it. You yourself need to. Oh, right. You need to take it yourself. At least start with yourself. Don't leave it in the drawer. Put it in a visible place, so that even your family will take it when they see it. You should even set an example by taking it. Your family will take it when they see you. You can really avoid a lot of problems. You could live longer, die faster. This is true. From the first generation to the sixth generation, one generation after another, progress. All the way to the seventh generation now. This product in the health market. We are invincible. No one is more serious than we are. No one has higher standards than us, and no one wants to do this kind of thing. No. Every one of my patents is a selling point. Why not split it into 5 products? Why do I put it in one product? Because we're doing direct sales. Only by doing this can we focus the most. When we focus, we get the results we have today. And today's result? It's not the end, everyone. It's not the end, okay? It just happens to be this way. It's still a starting point. The other day, I was talking about the market in Taiwan. RiWay is just beginning to step into the process of entering the global market. Half hasn't even been completed yet. Half is still incomplete. There's still a long road ahead. Today, it's possible that this thought of yours, hey, you share it with someone. You just happen to share it with someone like this. And that person next time appears at our RiWay meeting. It's possible they could be influenced, right? Just like that. He met another friend from Singapore. Just like that. The Singapore friend also knew a friend from Hong Kong. Just like that. The Hong Kong friend knew a friend from the UK. Is it possible? Just like that. The friend from the UK is like Andy Saw. Or like David Yeo, is that possible? Not only participating in RiWay, fully involved in RiWay, and working very hard to strive and having a good relationship with the company, very close to the company, and suddenly Pegasus 9, Pegasus rings. Is it possible? Yes, it is. It comes from a thought. Just a thought. Because you never know why something happens. You won't know the situation until it happens. You need to try to know. You don't know until you try. You only know by trying, right? So today I'm talking about the product. Wow, how high-priced it is. Wow, how its patent is. In the end, we look at the result. This product not only sells, but also achieves the best in the world, proving that something is very simple. It's good. Because we look at the results, right? Because people are not that foolish. So when we hear people say, wow, Pertier, let me tell you, oh, direct selling, they sell chaotically. Hey, don't think people are stupid. If it involves 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, maybe. Now it involves 100,000 people, 200,000, 500,000 people. Then it should be real. This is the result. We look at the results. During the process, you might hear, hey, RiWay is a pyramid scheme that's sucking money. It sucked hundreds of billions of RMB, let me tell you. You'll see a ton of stuff online. Some even say, hey, it has no effect after taking it. And so on. There are even such problems. During the process, it might affect you. Yes, it will. But if we look at the results calmly, the current result of RiWay, the result right now is good. Don't talk about the results. 5 or 10 years later, we're looking at the current result, and no one in the market has achieved this. We've seen it. What matters most is the destination. What matters most is the result, right? Just like the story Dato always tells. A few people are heading home. Every time they walk the long road, they have to take a detour to get home. But there's actually a shortcut. But this shortcut is like 2 blocks of houses. A small alley, dark and narrow, with only one streetlight inside. Walking this road is faster to get home. You can get home in 10 minutes, but usually they choose to take the detour because sometimes there are muggings or other incidents, or something might happen. So they habitually take the detour. One day it rained. They saw the light rain starting and immediately knew, wow, this rain is going to be heavy. If they take the detour, they'll likely get home drenched. So they wondered whether to take the shortcut. Yes, take the shortcut. And then they started running. 3 people started running. And when they were halfway, they saw a package under the streetlight, wrapped beautifully with a ribbon. Then one of them kept running. And when he got there, the first one stopped and looked. The first one saw, hey, there's a package. Then the other 2, halfway through, saw the one in front stop, and they all stopped. What's going on? There's a package. Who cares about the package? Let's go. It's going to rain. Let's go. Jump over it. Let's go. No, it's impossible. There must be a reason for that package being there. Then he squatted down and opened it. As soon as he opened it, a strong smell came up. It smelled a bit like poop. It stank. Wow, it smells like poop.
Ayo!
Let's go. Our goal is to get home. It's going to rain. Let's go. No, it's impossible. How could there be poop on the road? He thought like this. He pressed on it and pressed harder. Do you understand why people hate dealing with poop? Do you understand why they call someone a poop handler? Do you understand why people hate poop handlers? Because if you don't touch the poop, it's fine. The smell is bearable. But once you stir it, the smell becomes overwhelming, right? It gets really strong, right? When he pressed it, wow, the smell got even stronger. He picked it up like this. Hey, it really looks like poop. The other 2 said, whoa, let's go. Let's jump over it. Why are you studying this problem? Our goal is to get home. It's impossible, he said. Hey, it really is poop. He started running. He threw it and ran. And his hands got covered in poop, right? With no place to wipe, he wiped it on himself. Running while wiping, he said, "Oh my, it really is poop. Why is there poop there?" And the two behind said, "Yeah, it's true, you've proven it's poop. Now not only have you proven it's poop, but you're covered in poop now, and you even ate poop." You'll find that people are this strange. Today you've come to this event. The world has already changed. No one has achieved this. Seeing a product like this, with thousands of testimonies, we have already seen the result. We already know that this is the result. During the process, if you encounter a small issue and tell someone about it, they not only need to listen, but also research. Research, research, research until the end, I'm telling you. Then the rain will come. Perhaps that day you will realize your problem has appeared, right? And you will have lost an opportunity, one that could have been completed now, or in a very short time. So I hope today's sharing can help you gain some insights and understanding. Well, I'll end my sharing here today. I am Lim Boon Hong. Thank you all for your time.